because yo was so gonna say something.
Hello, D&D friends, and welcome to Holy Rollerz Descent into Avernus, Episode 5, the D&D show about a divine fellowship of clerics and paladins that descended into the Hells to rescue the city of Elturel. The twin missions entrusted to them by the gods are, 1, to find a way to break the chains dragging Elturel into Avernus, and 2, find a way to destroy the Solar Incendiator, the artifact keeping the city on the plane. Holy Rollerz is a 9-person stream with 2 parties switching off every week, Chainbreakers and the Sword Hunters. So let's introduce our Chainbreakers cast for tonight, starting with Annalise.
Hello there. I am Annalise, also known as Scarlet Moth or just Moth on the internet. I am a D&D lover as well as an artist and cosplayer, and I am playing Aelin, the tiefling cleric warlock of Vorna, the Black Cloak and mistress of misfortune and wild magic.
Hey guys, I'm Ben. I play Morokhan. He's the cleric monk of the goddess Hamina. She's the goddess of the sun and light and the moon and stars and traveling.
And all that lame stuff.
All that not evil stuff.
Morally grey, not evil, thank you very much.
Do you use your powers for good or for awesome?
I know what I'd go with.
Better than morally grey? Oh, you mean the paladin of Vahara, Lavender? That's right. Vahara, the goddess of light and logic, who I will be playing the paladin scion of Lavender tonight. I don't think we're going to see from Sabella, but if you're wondering, she's the best character in this entire campaign. So feel free to jump on YouTube and have a look at the older episodes where I play her.
Morally grey for Lavender, more like morally grown, boring.
Ugh.
Well, we're going to start already, are we? Wow.
Hey, I wasn't the one who decided to kill a Hollyphant.
No, that was Ben, if I recall.
In my defense, I didn't decide to kill Oliphant. I decided to kill an imp, which turned out to be Oliphant, which is sort of like saying Halloween costumes. You can't see it. Self-defense.
So
the one member of our party that is like the most logical is the one that killed the Holophant. So
the one
be fair,
who didn't think before she leapt.
Well, she didn't kill it. I mean, she just knocked it into you, didn't she? Weren't you the one who struck the killing blow?
No, it was knocked directly onto my blade. It was
I
sort of
knocked
like
it into her.
Morokhan spiked it, and it went down on my hammer, and then
My work here is done.
Okay. All right, Jeff, you better introduce yourself before Blaine. I mean, we're gonna be Blaine.
Yes, anyway. Jeff. How did you kill the Hollyphant?
Yeah.
Well, I'm in charge, so.
Is this like who sank the boat?
Yeah. All right, I'm Jeff. I play Gizik, who is in charge of this, but still had nothing to do with killing this Holophant. And yeah, so Gizik is somewhat of a servant of Sigrun, the goddess of souls and runes and puppy dog tails. I think I've done that one before. Oh well.
I was just waiting for someone to interrupt me. I'm sure, but that's okay. I'm Sage of Sorcery.
Sorry, are we not supposed to interrupt the DM?
Thank you. That was much better. Now I feel
You're
comfortable.
Welcome. That's good.
I'm Sage of Sorcery, also known as Matt, and co-DM. I play Sister Faudever, who is the healer paladin of Bestera, goddess of healing and protection and self-righteousness.
Isn't it Sister Faudever's job also to interrupt everybody?
Well, no.
When they're not.
She comes in and
no, she's really good at quiet judgment. Like, I feel like, she's really got that look down. Like, for example, she was looking at the Hollyphant before we hit it and failed to make a timely judgment. So really, chicken and the egg.
She was nowhere near at the time.
Or you
now
could
that
say,
just sounds like someone blaming their tools, you know?
Ryan, do you have a recap, or is everybody watching this just going to assume that we're Holyphant murderers?
Everyone except for the supposedly evil tiefling.
I didn't get it.
Someone was pretty quick to take blame.
Last time,
I mean, who was the one who saved it? So
last time on our Chainbreaker stream, Lachlan, the voice of the council, took the drawing from young Sabella as a sign and sent Aelin, Lavender, Gizik, Morocon, and Sister Fadaver to help Elturel. He tried to dub Gizik the leader of the bunch, but had to settle for dubbing him Tiebreaker. And then Davith, the Hope Master of Vestera, led the party into the halls of protection. He let them pick from the armory, and he used the bowl of rejuvenation to grant them the benefits of an extended rest. And then they teleported into Elturel. Right off the bat, they saw a mother with 2 small children running from a trio of bearded devils. One fat one short one, and one tall one. The fat one tried to offer them a deal, and then a flying imp was demolished by Morocon and Lavender, only to be revealed as a holy font, an innocent, pure celestial. And Aelin offered a prayer to Vana. Then Lavender actually offered a prayer to Vana. And the holy font dissolved, leaving behind a golden stone about the size of a golf. And then battle ensued with the bearded devils. And the priests are handling themselves quite well against these bearded devils, and it is Gizik's turn.
All right. For my turn, I am going to attack something. So I am sitting, I believe I'm laying down on the ground right next to the short guy.
Yes.
So
he's bloodied and he's been beat up quite a bit.
Sweep the leg, Gizik.
I will stand up and use my standard attack. And by that I mean Hag's Hunger. So this is versus AC.
His AC is 22.
So I have a 24 and a 21. I don't think that I have used my
witch
D4 that I have.
No, you
from being a witch priest, so I'm going to do that as well. So that should both hit.
Okay, tear them up.
All right, so let's see. This will be 2d7 plus 14 plus.
Did you say 2d7 plus 14?
Sorry,
yeah,
2d10. It's plus 7 per attack, so 2d10 plus 14 for hitting with both attacks, plus a Constitution bonus. So 8 plus 18 is 26 damage on this little guy.
Okay. So you start raking your claws through him, and he is when you stand up, you tower over this thing. You are just scratching right across his face, trying to not get your nails tied up into his beard. And you open the side of right here on the side of his neck, and he just starts to bleed out this black red ichor, and he falls down and shudders and convulses in his drop.
I don't think it getting tangled in his beard would be too much of an issue. I just rip right through it, probably. He used to have a beard, now he's shaved.
Is that where you attacked? Okay.
Morocon, Gizik just dropped the shortest of our little bearded friends. What would you like to do?
I would like to kill the next person closest to me, and that looks like it's the tall one.
The next person is actually Lavender, but you know.
Right, but
Kill me. It's okay. I've had a good game.
Are there any holophants here?
Yeah, are there any holophants you'd like to target?
So Morocon's moving to E11. And he's not very happy with being tricked into bashing around a celestial. So
I mean, no one told you that you had to hit it.
Hey, as you move into his square, he actually has threatening reach. So he's the tall, lanky one, and with that big old glaive he has, as you come into his reach, he swings out to smack you. That's a 28 versus AC.
28? My gosh.
I rolled a 15, man. You gotta love it. And it would be, and I rolled a 10 on the die. So that's 17 points of damage. So he sees you coming and throws up this glaive and just slices right across to your side. You are within reach of him though now. So
Okay. Well, okay then. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to not be very happy with him beard whipping me. So I'm going to I will take the Fighting Fury stance real quick, and then while he's bashing me about, I'm going to, you know what? I haven't used this before. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do Brilliant Counter-Strike against this guy. So as he's bashing me about, he'll hit me and I'll spin me around, and as I'm spinning around, I'll backhand him. And that's going to be a 19 against Fortitude.
his fortitude is a 22. He's a helpful fellow.
I'm not happy about this guy.
You got a +3 in your bag?
I've got all the pluses I could use for that, so yeah. Yeah, I'm not very happy about that. So, okay. I'm kind of tapped out, but hey, Lavender and Sister Faudever get because I activated Blades of Holy Fire the last round, so they all get extra 1d6 radiant.
Well, I'll take it.
Thank you.
Yeah. It was a noble strike, but he thrusts out with the haft of the glaive and deflects your punch.
Although the cool thing about that is I actually, on a miss, I actually get it back.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah.
So Aylin's still back in square G1, I believe.
Yep.
Which is quite far away from everything.
Yep.
Yeah, you're really far away.
If you can remind me what square the devils are in.
There's the tall one is in D12, and the fat one is in G13.
D12 and G13.
D12, yep, and G13. So if you move 2 spaces up, you'll be within 10 squares of both of them.
Yes, I think I will do that. So she's going to move up 2 squares, or maybe 3. And they're both looking quite hurt, aren't they?
Yes, but neither of these is bloodied. The short, squat one was the one who got hammered the most. The others are still bruised and bleeding, but not out of the fight by any means.
Okay. I think that Aylin will use Shared Agony on the tall one.
Morocon?
The tall devil. I'm not a threat.
Unless you're a Hollyphant.
Unless you're an imp. It was an imp.
Wasn't an imp. Just looked like one.
So I believe that is Charisma versus Will. Or are we using Constitution versus Will?
Your bonus is, it doesn't matter. Your bonus is calculated for you already of a +8.
Okay.
To the top of all of your powers.
So his will is 20.
All right, let's have a look. A natural 20.
Ooh.
I can take a photo of that if you want. For a total of 28.
Kill it.
Which will mean, so this is a new spell, so it's going to be 2d12 plus my charisma modifier.
So your damage bonus is +7.
Did you back it up?
As in, do I
roll to confirm the crit?
Yeah,
roll again.
Okay.
Remember,
There's can't insta kill.
Well, I did just get a crit, but I don't know what's up with my dice because that was another natural 20.
Oh,
I'm not even joking.
So you roll, instead of rolling the die 6, you roll the die 4 on a 3 or a 4. That's an instant kill.
So do you want me to roll that first?
Yeah, because you
won't need to add the damage if you annihilate him.
3.
Oh. Okay. So describe how this power kills him.
So Aelin reaches up to her own temple and reaches out with her hands towards this tall devil, closing her eyes before opening them. And instead of being the regular kind of deep blue that they are, they're just shot white. And something seems to crackle in the air around her as suddenly this devil is besieged with agonizing mental pain and clutches his head before she imagines that she would make him kneel down the ground before his head explodes.
Gosh, that's a new spell.
Yeah,
did you
Lavender
share?
Looks terrified. She's like, "What the heck just happened?"
Apparently, Aelin was really distraught about the whole Holy Font issue, and has just taken out her rage.
Did she channel deep childhood pain? Was that like every insult about her horns and her like tiefling blood, like all from her childhood? And
dredge up some like really bad childhood memories of murdering Holy Fonts.
I know something.
And now we're just like,
and his head explodes.
Maybe she's just sick of the casual tiefling racism.
Maybe she is. And
have you guys seen the old Total Recall?
Yeah.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, when they're on Mars and their like eyes are bugging out of its head. So briefly before his head explodes, his eyes are bugging out of his head, and there's this. He can't even scream. It's one of these like choked, wheezing sounds, and then there's just this splat. Morocon, you're covered in black gore, so you're gonna need a bath.
I believe that. Were they still in the zone of darkness I created last session?
The
fat one
was. The tall one was not. Yeah.
So the fat one is, when it's his turn, he's going to take another.
If it gets to his turn.
Gets to his turn, he's going to take another 2d10 necrotic.
Okay. Well, that was a meaningful turn. Is the darkness? They can see through it, right? It's just necrotic damage at this point.
It's complete impermeable darkness. So.
Oh, so the fat one does not get to see his comrades fall. If he's out of the darkness, but
he could hear the groans of agony.
Yes.
And like a weird spurting sound, just the blood kind of like
pop.
Yeah.
He's hoping it's not his friend, but okay, Lavender, you're up.
Oh no, I don't want to go after that. That was scary. In a good way, friend. Don't hate me. Okay, all right. Well,
don't cast a spell at me.
I'm gonna cast Divine Challenge on. I'm near Morocon, right? Or
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna come up behind, and we're gonna go for the team combo once again. Even though last time it worked out terribly, but that's fine.
The fat one is in darkness, so you can't see him.
I can't.
Challenging.
No one can see him.
Oh, cool. Well,
But if you
I'm
throw a
gonna-
fireball, you'll hit him.
Oh yeah, all my fireballs. I'm instead gonna give Aelin a dirty look and be like, "Great job with the darkness. Can't even see my target in a way to pretend that I'm not terrified." And
Well,
force spheres.
if you just have some patience, he will tire himself out and drop dead.
Yeah, sounds great. Instead, however, I could force spheres attack. So draw him up, which is not an attack, I don't believe. No, except I get a +2 bonuses to all defenses. And then shoot a force sphere attack at him, which is an 8 plus an 8 versus his reflex. Well,
-5 because you can't see.
-5. Oh yeah. Which
So
makes
this
sense.
sphere goes whizzing past.
Mm.
Sister Fodder Bear, you hear this like go right past your face in the dark.
You mean right after the pop?
How many of those suckers do you have? 4?
Yeah. So I have 3
nice.
left. So I'm gonna just have him hovering around me like a couple gal.
Sister Fodder Bear.
Okay. Juicy Fruit over here he's in darkness right next to me, right?
Right. Does Sister Fodder Bear take that necrotic damage?
I believe it's any creature.
That's not just me.
So
creatures that enter or start their turn in the zone take 2d10. Where is the zone? Is it on the creature or is it right next to it?
It was on it. I believe I cast it.
It is
inside him.
Yeah. It's square 13, 14, 15, F through H.
Okay. Oh, look, that's me. Okay. So go ahead and roll 2d10, Moth, as your spell tries to kill me.
As I remember last time, you rolled very well.
She did great.
Well, it's not the worst it could be. 14 necrotic.
Okay, but I have 8 resistance, so I only take 6.
Save. Good.
They're gonna say, but I have like 10 hit points left. I was like, oh no.
No, you don't want her to fall. That would not be good for all of you. Okay, so it's my turn, and I take necrotic damage as the hunger of Hadar starts to swallow me and drag me in.
It just slaps you up.
Sister Fodder screams and comes running out of the darkness, yanking her arms out of the shadow, going, "Ah!" and shrieking.
Get a hold of yourself, sister.
Okay, and let's see. She's gonna actually look for the mother and the 2 children. Where did they go to?
They are in N and O13, right down the street.
Okay. Well,
they're watching this. They're watching this from their. I mean, I would say they're cheerleading, but they look too terrified to really be thrilled with what's happening. They're just frozen in panic.
Okay. So she's going to back out of Aelin's horrid evil magic that was trying to kill her. And she screams.
Unaligned magic.
And she screams bloody murder.
Gray.
Okay. And she's seen Aelin use this spell before. So I think she'll probably come screaming as she comes running out. She's going to actually run over to the family. Because she wants to make sure that nothing else descends upon them before that ends up happening. Is anybody else injured besides her?
Yeah, I am.
How badly?
I'm down. I'm not bloodied, but I'm down 30 hit points.
Ooh, okay.
One could almost call it karma.
So I will take my first move and go 1, 2, 3 over to Morocon, and I will slap him with one of my lay on hands.
You get a backhanded heal.
Morocon,
Can you take some of that black ichor off of me?
You can. I can do better than that. It's a good one. You may heal a surge plus 11 hit points.
Oh.
So she comes screaming out of the darkness and screams out, Aelin, quit flinging your evil spells all over the place. And then she comes running past Morocon and she goes, in the name of Bester, I heal you. Whack! And then she hits him. And
you've seen it cast before, sister. It's not my fault that you got in its way or entered it.
Okay. She runs past you, Aelin, and goes, Neh, and she just makes a very childish face at you. Morocon, her heal is so powerful. She goes, in the name of Bester, I heal you. She whacks you with a heal, and you get hit with so much radiant, like healing light that it like knocks you back a bit, and then she will take the rest.
There's gonna be a bruise there.
The 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and
I'm up to full hit points now, so
she will run to 4L.
14L.
Yeah, 14L.
Okay. All right.
She has a job, and she does it well.
Well, let's roll some damage on the fat one, because he starts his turn in this Hunger of Hadar, who, by the way, is
annihilated instantly.
Wow, that spell you cast, it had 2 effects.
Is an elder evil known as the Kirtan.
Oh, you're back, are you?
Did he cut out?
Yes.
Elder evil.
Yeah, he cut out bad. All I heard was elder evil. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard.
No, I was saying that Hadar is an elder evil called the Dark Hunger. So to say it's morally gray magic would be a stretch.
That's her religion.
I mean, as a Vahara, I'm like, fine gray. Morals, are they not what we create ourselves?
So that is a 17?
Hadar is her Jesus, isn't it?
That's right. Hadar is the baby of Vona. That's...
Okay.
No, I'm the baby of Vona.
That's a whole different storyline.
All right. So he takes a whopping amount of damage, and you hear this guttural roar. It just makes him so angry. He steps forward out of that darkness, only to see that the pathway to get to Aelin is he'd have to go through some people, and then he looks over and sees his fallen comrades. He doesn't know that Morocon didn't drop his brother, the tall one. He just sees him lying dead at his feet, and so he moves over to square F11, and he says, I tried to be nice and offer a deal. And
I tried to be nice and offer you a quick and clean and painless death.
So he is going to use. He's going to start by using. He's going to start by using his poison beard. So he starts flailing around, and that beard seems to go kind of undulate back and forth, and it strikes out at you, Morocon.
Is this a melee attack?
It's a burst attack. You're just the only one within the range of the burst.
Okay.
Really? Because I thought I moved up alongside Morocon.
Yeah.
Oh, where are you?
Right next to Morocon.
E10?
Yeah.
Okay, so then jolly good. You can get both of you. Okay.
No, because I'm going to interrupt and do water gives way.
Get him.
All right. I'll take it.
That'll teach you to use your diabolical facial hair. That's
Right.
not what God intended facial
Have a
hair
shave,
for.
bro.
I know. Come on, man.
Ooh, that was a good roll.
Facial hair is not consent.
Exactly.
That is a...
So Water gives way won't work on this part of the attack though.
Wait, but
It's a
Will.
melee attack, not.
Yep.
Water gives way is versus it triggers on a melee attack. This is a close burst.
I
Rude.
recognize that, and I say, telekinetic screen.
Lavender
Yeah.
says no.
I say no. He's like, but what about? And I'm like, no, I've got this. I'm good.
I reach back to swing and she's like, no.
My turn.
Isildur!
That only reduces the damage for Lavender. It doesn't help Moralcon.
Oh,
You might not need the telekinetic screen. You might not hit you. So it's a +11 versus reflex against Moralcon. That's a 30. Sorry, I rolled 19. Ben. It just knows it's you. My dice love you, Ben.
I just like the idea that I'm still saying no, and
I
like
guess
so proud of
Lavender-
myself.
24 versus reflex, Lavender.
Yeah, that still hits.
Okay, so
So
it
screen.
scratches you guys and does.
How does my thing work? Hang on.
Lavender's like, have you
reduced
considered
damage.
not hitting me?
I don't agree with this.
No means no.
Have you considered not?
Listen,
So-
mate, I have a character sheet here, and it doesn't agree with you. So
It does
That's
11
saying no.
points of damage. 11 points of damage to you both, and does ongoing 5 poison damage. So as this beard, it's kind of like getting hit with razor wire. That's poisonous, and so it swings it around. It slices you up, and then you feel poison enter into your veins. And
awesome.
yeah, he likes it.
Is it save ends?
Save ends.
Okay.
So that's his minor action. With his standard action, he is going to use hammering fists on Morocon.
But I'm going to interrupt and do
Yes.
water gives way.
There you go. Get him.
Hammering fist, but
But
Oh, how about that natural 20? Let's back this up, shall we?
There's going to be some natural ones coming. I can feel it.
the
done
karma
it
balance
well.
is shifting.
It is not a natural 1. It is.
All
two.
things in
It's not a
perfect
natural
balance.
20 though, so it's a
it's a,
decent hit. It's still a 24 versus fortitude.
I'll do it.
Yes. Okay. Let's do this. Oh, this is a D10 attack. Sweet.
still got the extra 1d6 as well.
You don't need to roll. It's max damage.
Oh, just because I rolled a 20? Okay.
You backed it up.
Okay, so that's a
30 plus your bonus.
it's a 35 plus 38 plus 30, let's see, that's 46.
Did you add your implement damage?
Yeah, that's what that is. Yeah, so 46 damage.
So what do you do to do 46 points of damage?
Well, I got a crit on the guy. So, oh wait,
What
is
what
he
does it look like?
is he charging?
No.
Oh,
Like he
want the-
runs right into me.
I want the
I want
extra
more.
1d10. Okay, well he whips and slashes us both, and that's just not cool. So as he's rearing back to hit me with his hammer, I just grab the hammer out of I just stop it in midair and more or less just straight up uppercut the guy. And I'm going to knock him because I get to move him 2 squares.
Hmm.
So I'm going to uppercut him, and I'm going to uppercut him into a little bit closer to Gizik, so into F9.
You don't want to throw him into the darkness?
Is the darkness still there?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. Then I'm gonna uppercut him back into the darkness. I thought it
Denied.
dissipated.
This is a Mortal Kombat level DS.
We didn't come to Elturel to play around, okay?
So yeah, I interrupt his attack and shove him back into Hadar's hunger.
Is that mother just like, don't look, darling, don't look. They're still murdering them. It's fine.
I think they're priests.
Don't look to me, lest you be influenced. It's too late, mother. I must uppercut the devils too.
Okay, so you knock the wind out of him, and you feel his sternum crack as you hit him. He doesn't have actual hammers. He has, it's called hammering fists.
Oh.
He's got these big Hulk-sized fists.
Like Hellboy?
Like he was gonna come punch you. You grab it, and then yeah. You hear that crack, and then you hear him thud hit the ground into that darkness, and then you hear some words in Infernal. Do we have any Infernal speakers in our party?
I don't.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not going to say that you're naive and going to blush from this, but you have rarely heard a more colorful expression of those words strung together in Infernal. It's like, dang, that guy, the kind of swearing you just can only do in Infernal. And that was his turn.
It was a satisfying crack, you know, like popping bubble wrap. It was nice.
Yeah.
Can Aelin reply with in Infernal? Oh please, this is nothing. You should have seen what we did to your friend.
Oh.
Is Sister Father Dare like? He's speaking Infernal to the devils now?
I don't think she can hear.
He's choking on this, and he's just saying, "I wanted to offer just a deal. Just a deal." Like, it's not crying, but it's like he's wheezing like an asthmatic in an attack.
What,
you know.
Then what did you do to that poor celestial?
Oh, sure it was.
Why
respond to him in my best draconic. Yeah, I'll respond to him in my best draconic, my best Darth Vader impression. Just, I've altered the deal. Pray don't alter it any further.
Do you speak it? Was that in Infernal again?
No, I have no idea what he said. I'm just blurting it out. You're fine.
No, when he said the deal, I just want to.
I'm metagaming this. We're fine.
You say it in common. But Gizik, you're up.
But Lavender's backing Marcon up. She's like, "Yeah, the deal's done, man. It's changed forever now."
Aelin replied to his comment in Infernal because she wants to instill the fear of not even Vorna but herself into him.
Gizik, what would you like to do? He's back in the darkness, so he can't be seen.
Yeah, it's not good.
Kill him. Do it.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I have a good way to attack.
You keep in mind you do have him bewitched. If you wanted to slide him out, you still have him bewitched.
I can only slide him one square, though. Is he just barely in the darkness?
Yep, he's one square in the darkness.
All right. It's been a while, but I think I gave him a penalty to his will, right?
Yep.
So I could take a minor action to change that to move, and then another minor action to move him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fine. I'll do that, and then. So let's see, what would that be moving? Would I pull him to like... Alright, so I'll pull him one closer to me. Where exactly would he be?
G12.
G12.
So you pull him out. He's been knocked prone. So this big, like, huge, like, ogre-sized belly comes comes sliding out. He's kind of like crab walking out under the effects of your enchantment. Still prone.
How many legs does he have?
No, just like
a crab walk.
Yeah, the crab walk. Yeah. Crab walk, crab legs. Hey.
I'm just imagining he's just put his legs out really wide, bent at the knees, and it's just.
Okay.
It's more of a blubbery scoot.
I like that.
And he's got his arms like that.
That's a great visual.
I'm not sure what I'd actually be able to do to him at this point.
What square is he in now, though?
G12.
Okay, you haven't slid him out, though?
No, that's after moving him.
Oh, that's where I knocked him into.
Oh, is he in G11 then?
No, I had him in G13.
Oh, okay.
And then you split him to
Okay.
I could try and put him to sleep. Let's go with Bewitching Slumber.
We got a deal for you.
Let's see.
Have you considered getting your 8 hours?
You are within range of a charge if you just wanted to go smack him, but that's not usually his style.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
pull him out of the darkness and then punch him back into it.
I see no problem with this.
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
So Kizik falls
So
asleep.
you punch yourself into the darkness?
Oh.
So I have this new
yourself.
item I just picked up called Irrefutable Armor. That's something I bought with my gold, which lets me, as a free action, re-roll my attack.
Is
Wait.
that a 20?
It's a 20. I can't hold it up to the camera very well.
That
But I
looks
just got
really
a 20 on
blurry.
it, so
That's our third.
Let's,
the ones that are
Fourth.
coming.
4th nat 20.
So it says re-roll the attack with a power bonus equal to the enhancement bonus of the armor. Do I keep that enhancement bonus for the back it up roll?
Yeah, it's part of the same attack.
All right. All right, so that's a 30 total, backing it up.
He goes into a coma and just dies.
Let's see. So this is a spell. So D8 plus Wisdom modifier would make it 13. No, that's wrong. $15. So 15 damage, and then I get the 2d6 from the +2 on the staff, right?
Which kind of staff do you have?
Defensive staff? Magic staff?
Yeah, I think defensive staff is a die 8.
Die 8? Alright. Then I will roll the 2d8 for that.
Yep, it is.
Get 2 on both of them, so that's total of 19 damage. And he's slowed save ends.
Well, he's slower than slowed. So you fling your magic at him, and that really is like, there's this, and he just kind of staggers back, and then, or no, he's already on his butt. He doesn't stagger back any. He just slumps over, and then his tongue starts lolling out the side of his mouth, and yeah, he's done.
All right. Well, I guess he went unconscious a bit early.
Yeah. So, this
I'd
this
just like
battle
to say I got 2 of these guys, so I did good for that battle.
Well, Aelin got 1,
Two.
and Lavender got the imp.
That's true.
It wasn't an imp.
Wasn't imp.
So that's a negative point, right?
So you guys just destroyed these devils. When you think of it in terms that was 3 rounds. So in under 20
Eviscerated.
seconds, the whole you just ripped them to pieces. Like, welcome to hell, and we're here to stay. So
we come to Elderel to play around. Like,
no. So this woman, this human woman who's sitting there.
A very strange sounding cat.
I thought that was Lulu. I didn't know what was.
Yeah, don't mind me, guys.
Near
Terrible.
Sister Fada Bear now. It is. Sorry. The my internet says my internet is unstable, but I'm not sure what that's called. Yeah. So this woman, she looks over and watches that fat one just kind of roll over dead, and she you see just a tiny little smile crack on her face, and she looks at Sister Fada Bear, who's got her big old sword, and not like she's poised to attack, but
Yeah. No. The first thing I do before she reacts is I detect evil. That's how she's going to start every round, every time for the rest of the time they're in hell, and probably for the rest of her life. She's so traumatized at the death of that celestial. So the first thing she does is she comes running up like, "Oh, are you okay?" And then she stops and she's like, "Oh," like just extends her aura. Are they evil?
No.
Are they outsiders? Are they yucky?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
So she sheathes her sword and runs up. Is a mom and 2 kids, right?
Mom and 2 kids. Yep.
All right. She comes up and she immediately starts checking for injuries, and not with a good bedside manner. She's like walking up. Are you like checking out, like turning her arm? Twist your arm. Does that hurt? Does it like? She's like, "Are you okay? Where are the children? Have they had their vitamins? I have vitamins here." And she starts pulling multivitamins out. They look like they need supplements. How healthy are they? Can I make a healing check?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's only a 4, but when you have a plus 12, that's a 16.
There's no sign of injury. They're dirty, and they're malnourished. Not starving, like emaciated, but they are malnourished. Like maybe they haven't been getting a very balanced diet for a while.
Okay, so she pulls some rations out of her pack and feeds the children,
and they
from her
eat
pack.
it like almost ferally. Just start chonking it, and this woman, she looks up at you. You see tears start forming in her eyes. And she's like, "Hey, thank you. I thought we were gone." She's having a hard time like keeping herself together.
Okay, she puts her hand up to her cheek like this, and if she's trying to talk more, she shuts her mouth like this, and she goes, "Don't worry, dear child. The goddess Bestera has sent us to rescue your city. You're saved."
The goddess. Oh, I don't even care who it is. I'm just so relieved.
It's Bestera. I have a hymnal here somewhere where she's like, "We should sing." And she starts looking for a hymnal and a prayer book, and realizes she shoved it down Lavender's shirt, and so she probably doesn't have it anymore.
She looks a little bit.
How big do you think my shirt is? You could just like shove a Bible that big down there, like.
You were in a bag of holding. That's not how she can.
So you shoved a book down my shirt?
She didn't want you to get.
Like tries to pull. Like what? Why would you even put your hand?
She wanted you to have reading material in the bag of holding.
It doesn't even stretch.
So, this mom starts just a little bit when Aelin comes around the corner. She catches herself. It's not, you can tell she's startled by your appearance, and then she does the same thing again when Gizik comes around. It's sort of like, you both just are a little on the monstrous side for her, having just been exposed to devils. She's jumpy anyway, and you guys are not.
Aelin puts her hood up.
Yeah, but she recovers quickly when she realizes that there's no no hostility there. And
Are you hurt?
she says,
Are you injured?
No, we're good. Thank you.
Not that I can tell with their clothes on.
Where are the other
Sister,
residents?
do you need a nap? Are you okay?
Sister Faudever is so happy. She looks like it's like a festival. It's a church bazaar, and she's like, "This is a great." She's like she's at Disneyland. This place is wonderful. There's so
I
much
hate
good
it.
to do here.
She's so happy, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, she's just oozing.
Where are the rest of the townsfolk?
Yes, how many of you are left?
I don't know. So many died when the city was brought to this terrible place. Still more have died in the days since. Some from attacks by creatures like those, and undead things too. Others have
Aelin.
died of... What?
My name is Aelin. These are my associates. We're with the Divine Fellowship. We're here to, well, we hope, save you all.
Oh, well, God's be praised. I just can't tell you what it means. It's just such a horrible place. We've seen others who have died of thirst, starvation, or been crushed by falling buildings. Have you been here long enough to feel the tremors?
What
We've
tremors?
We've been here long enough to cause a few.
No, she doesn't know if you're joking. She's like, there's a giant lizard man talking to me. He's a little...
Because we killed those guys.
Oh.
All right. She takes her by the hand if she's like looking at Morocon, and she pats her hand she just pats her hand and she says, "Don't be startled by his unattractiveness, dear. He's a servant of the light, just like the rest of us."
Oh, he's not. He's not unattractive. I think he's beautiful. It's just
That is so sweet of you. Isn't she sweet? But see, these people deserve to be rescued.
Oh no, she's a fairy.
I hope we do deserve to be rescued, but me and me boys have been hiding in a tavern basement, but provisions ran out, and so we had to try to find safety. But the city, you see, it's split in two.
My boys and I.
Yes. I'd heard that this side, the eastern side, is worse off. That there might be safety to be found at the High Hall. It's the castle where the city leaders are. I'm sure that
sorry,
our...
did you just say IHOP?
They have all the provisions.
The only safe place in the multiverse is IHOP.
No, High Hall.
I understand they've recently changed their name to IHOB.
Yeah. Wow.
The International House of Pancakes. The Multiverse House of Pancakes.
Look out, Walmart.
Breaking off fast, I
Okay.
believe. They've renamed it.
Okay. So she says, yeah, I'm sure our overseer, his name's Fabius Creed. He would be working on a plan to rescue survivors and drive away these foul creatures. I heard that the Grand Duke from Baldur's Gate
is frozen.
We lost him again.
He's frozen? No.
Okay. Well,
we'll just have that funny look on his face forever.
Be at High Hall too. Where
All right,
did
you. Sorry to interrupt you, Ryan. You just cut out there. The last thing we heard was High Hall, Fabius Creed, and whatnot.
The Grand
Ryan,
Duke
been in
of
the coma
Baldur's
for
Gate.
20 years.
She says the High Overseer, Fabius Creed, he would be working on a plan to rescue survivors and drive these foul creatures away. And I bet that the Grand Duke of Baldur's Gate would be at High Hall too. Where did you say you hail from? Are you from Baldur's Gate?
No, we arrived here in the city of Horta.
I'm not familiar with the city of Horta.
The land of Aenia.
Is that across the ocean? I'm sorry. I'm not.
Would I know where Baldur's Gate is?
Tell me.
I think it's a different universe.
Pretty
Which,
sure we don't.
I don't think we have Baldur's Gate in our
which
universe,
plane
do we?
are you from?
Lane?
Oh, dear.
Universe. country?
Well,
Go
I'm
ahead,
from
keep saying
Elturel.
synonym.
We're in the country of Eltagard.
Toril?
Yes, yeah. Are you saying you're from a different planet? And she
Quite possibly.
she hears that and she's thinking aliens, and she like pulls her a little closer.
Okay.
Because the demigoddesses did tell us that Elturel was from a different plane, I believe.
Yeah, but
We-
this is a woman who has a decent education, but she's not a scholar by any means. So
We
talk
are
of planes.
We are from the wider multiverse, I do believe. We are on a divine mission to help free the cities from the Nine Hells and from...
We're from a more righteous world where our city's been
Sister.
protected. It hasn't. What? I'm just telling her. Our city
And
is a
our- and our-
refuge.
And our city was dragged into hell, might I remind thee.
It was dragged into hell so that we could help these poor peasants.
Your
Now-
city was dragged here too? Oh,
Well, I mean-
no.
I guess that was kind of our fault. Well, I mean, it wasn't our fault. It was the fault of the people. Horta has some repenting to do. But the gods have chosen to use us in this moment as their tools in order to rescue your more sinful people. And we're here to help you.
Sister, I do not believe that is appropriate.
What do you mean it's not appropriate? We're here to help. The goddess has told us to help.
They-
You think they
they-
wouldn't have fallen into disrepair if they weren't sinful? I mean, it didn't just happen.
They may well follow other gods.
Do you
I'm
think
sure
the
they
gods
do.
can even agree on what sin is?
Well, I don't think they
No.
followed them very well if they got stuck here. Do you?
Even Vaharans don't agree on what sin is.
Yeah, the sin is different for everybody. Like,
Sister,
We've discussed it at
Gizik,
length.
Sigrun
Anyone-
probably
is
just
there
thinks
any-
that weakness is sin.
is there any
You-
way that we can get these people to Horta to safety?
can we see the high hall from here? Like, they say high hall, and Sister Father is like, "Where is the high hall? Can we see it?"
You see the
could
blue and
probably
white
see-
IHOP sign about 2 miles to the west.
Can we get pancakes while we're there?
You could probably see it if you were to climb on top of a building, but from down here, the buildings are too tight for you to get a good look. But
Okay.
I want you all to make an endurance check. The Aelin, you make it with greater advantage, so you get to roll twice.
I'm not trained in that.
I'm glad I got advantage because that first roll wasn't very good.
Oh,
Endurance
I could have used advantage.
is... What is endurance?
it's a skill. If you don't have it,
It's a
you add your
skill.
Constitution modifier and half your level.
And
Oh,
Which
no,
for
I have
me
it.
is a
19
whopping
for Aelin.
8.
Well, I'm not trained in it, but I have the greater fortitude feat. Does that
That does nothing.
it doesn't do anything? Okay. Well, I rolled a 24, so
14.
I've got Constitution out the wazoo. I'm good.
Mine's
Yeah.
10.
Me too. I rolled 11.
11. Okay, so all of you, as you're kind of, there's a little bit of bickering going on.
Again,
You find
always.
that that you feel like a sense of apathy and some spite kind of seeping into the conversation, to where you're actually almost wanting to hit whoever you're feeling most irritated with. You don't, but you're feeling it, and Aelin and Lavender and Morocon, you're able to kind of shake it off, and it still is, you feel depressed, but it's you're like, no, wait. You push it away with hope and resilience. Gizik and Sister Fadaver, unfortunately, you feel this overwhelming sense of hopelessness. It is almost tangible, to where, like Sister Fadaver, it's most noticeable with you, because you were giddy moments ago, but the weight of hell is pushing on you to the point where you just feel like, what's the point of even doing this?
Oh no, it's like the mania is over. It's like I'm having a like, wow, okay.
Gizik,
Feels
you
like
have
I'm
little,
home again.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say you have little flashes of being in a corner, having just been whipped brutally, and it takes you right back there.
So it's just Aelin, Sister Fadaver, and Gizik.
Not
No,
Aelin. Aelin made it too. Yep. You all feel this. You all feel this weight, but Sister Fadaver and Gizik, it's for you. It is, you're succumbing to the hopelessness of hell.
Too bad. I feel that every day.
So how do you respond to those feelings?
Gizik, it's a Tuesday.
For me, it was Tuesday.
I think Sister Fadaver is like, she's giddy, and then all of a sudden she's like, this place is just awful. I feel so bad for these people. I'm not crying.
Would Sister Fadaver welcome a hug? If Aelin made the effort.
Are you gonna try it and see what happens?
Yes.
Okay. So Aelin goes to hug her.
That's wholesome for this stream. Stop it.
And Sister Fadaver, Aelin, you come over and you're like, if you're coming over slightly, she goes, blah! Like she wraps her arms around you and she cries and she goes, we're never gonna get out of here. We rescued like what, 3 people? And they're probably evil. Like,
where is your faith, sister?
Sister Fadaver, you get to roll your endurance check again.
That is a 14.
Okay, as you make physical contact with Aelin,
oh, no.
and you start to cry, you feel a warmth move almost from her to you, and it just pushes that right back. Like that, it is the best hug. That's the only conclusion you can come to, is that the hug has
she gives amazing hugs. Okay, Sister Fadaver, does she come to herself then all of a sudden?
Yeah.
All right, so she blushes furiously and begins babbling. Like she's still holding on to Aelin too, and she's got her hands on Aelin's shoulders, like she's so embarrassed she doesn't know what to say. I think I need to go to the bathroom.
Have faith in yourself and your goddess, sister.
Of course, Bestera would never lead us here just to lead us into destruction. I don't know what I was thinking.
In yourself as well.
She dabs her. She takes her voluminous white robe, of which there is endless amounts of cloth, and she dabs it and she says, "Thank you, Aelin. I don't know what came over me. It must be this evil magic somewhere."
This place will attempt to break you and break all of us. It will attempt to pit us against each other and warp everything that you hold dear and everything about you. You must hold on to your faith and hold on to your hope.
Just so. And when you say some of that, she looks over at Gizik and scowls slightly.
Aelin turns away from the hug and sets her eyes on Moroccan. And we must not kill the few good things left in this wretched place. You didn't even use your head. You didn't think for a minute or stop.
Why shouldn't we just kill everything? We're going to go to the Hayhold, or Highhold, whatever, and say, hey, we're here to help, and they're going to attack us. What's the point?
No. Aelin, I think he needs a hug.
So Moroccan just kind of scowls at Aelin, and he's going to walk back over to what's left of that celestial that got battered about.
Which she Aelin has it. Aelin picked it up.
You have it.
There's nothing left, right?
Yeah. It dissolved in golden dust and left behind only a small golden stone about the size of a golf ball. She picked it up.
Okay, well.
Did we all see that happen?
Yeah.
Okay.
You were right next to it when it happened. She immediately dropped to her knees and made that prayer.
Yeah, so Morokhan's not very happy with being chewed out over that, but he's going to scowl at Aelin and just basically just say, "Look, I don't like this place either." And the most logical one of us nodding toward Lavender and saying, "We didn't see this coming either. This place has got..."
You didn't stop to consider for a moment that this
There's
place,
no
it tricks
time
you.
to consider in this place, Aelin.
You're supposed to be a being of a follower of logic.
Yes, logic, not someone running into death.
Yeah.
This is hell we're in.
We saw an imp. We are in hell.
In the meantime,
haven't been
Gizik
in
starts
here
to
for
cut his
long.
wrists. You see Gizik over there. He's like scratching at himself.
I'm not
Is he really?
suicidal.
Okay. Okay.
Jeez.
No,
We're going there
okay.
now, are we?
I
Well, I
haven't
can't-
survived this long by being suicidal.
She grabs Aelin and says, "Aelin, I think Gizik needs one of your hugs. I can't touch him. He's a man.
What?
I'm a hope maiden. I've taken a vow of chastity. I can't touch a man.
Oh, you need to learn about the birds and the bees, babe.
Honey, you
And
don't have to
that-
bite the donut to know that it's sweet."
Oh, hast thou considered the birds and the
What does
birds, or
that
the
even
bees and the
mean?
bees?
Yes, those two. She needs to learn about all of them. This is concerning.
Gizik, would you like a hug?
Sister Fodbear pushes Aelin like gently, is just kind of like pushing her over towards Gizik. Oh, you'll feel better, dear.
Stumbles forward.
Aelin just shoved in there.
I'm
Too
not
late
sure
now.
if he is really familiar with the concept.
And Aelin will
He's sure doing
tentatively
it.
put her arms around him.
And it's not a grapple check.
Does he try to break her grab? It's not.
So you can make a new endurance check. Let's see if
That's a little better. That's a 23.
okay. So same thing. You feel this warmth just flow from Aelin into you, and you're reminded of the place in the halls of protection, that room that felt so good. That it just comes right back to you, and you throw it off, and you're feeling it. It's so quick, but it is tangible.
Right then. Right. They may not be completely terrible. We should still try to help them.
Hey,
That's the spirit.
Gizik, what's your perception check, or your passive perception? I mean.
You just add 10?
Yep.
24.
24. Okay. So
I have good
you
wisdom
feel-
and I'm trained in perception plus. No, I don't think I have any other bonuses, but just good score and
As-
trained.
Yeah, as you're getting this hug, you feel Aylin's arms reach around and start pulling the grimoire out of your back. Like your mother's spellbook.
I grab tight to the spell book and step back. And I scowl.
What about the rest of us? Can we?
And I will never again trust a hug.
What's everybody else's passive perception?
17.
My passive perception is 11.
Okay.
My passive perception is 13.
Okay, so none of the rest of you guys even are aware of this. You're just sitting there.
Okay.
Look at
so
that.
does it-
Gizik's smiling. That must have been a good hug.
Do we just think that he recoiled from the hug?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you say anything, Gizik? when you realize what's happening?
No, I just step back and scowl, basically, grabbing tight to my bag, making sure that nothing can be taken out.
Oh, Mr. Gizik, for heaven's sakes.
I'm going to
We've
start
been
chaining
traveling
this
together.
down.
We've been traveling together long enough to consider one another friends. Couldn't you feel the effect when she touched you? I felt better instantly. Goodness, everything isn't an attack.
A little boy pulls on your robes, Mr. Vaudever, and he says, "Excuse me, do you have some more food?"
A boy's touching her.
Okay, he's a child.
Your god
And
hates you
so-
now.
Sister
He's
Vaudever
not-
loses her holy powers. That's not.
He's not getting frisky. He's asking
Okay.
for food.
Okay.
She doesn't care. She's just like,
Okay.
male in contact, that's evil.
She just wraps her robe that hangs off of her. She just wraps her robe around her hand, and then she pulls the little boy in for a hug, and she says, "Don't you worry, we'll get you more food." And she says, "And we'll get you to the high hall. We really ought to be on our way. I have the feeling it's not safe to be out here on the streets. Can you point us?" And she turns to the mother and says, "Can you point us in the direction of the high hall?"
She says, "Yes, we have to cross one of Torm's bridges. There are two, one to the north and one to the south. I don't really know which one we should take."
A torn bridge?
No, Torm. Do you not know the great god Torm?
Have we ever heard of Torm?
You can make a religion check, but it is doubtful.
Okay.
Can I do that as
Well,
well?
Yeah.
Get a 15.
Natural 16, and I'm pretty sure I'm trained in religion.
25.
So many papers.
So-
Yes, I did. 16 plus 12, which is
Law.
16
Wow.
plus 12.
18.
I'm trained in religion.
There is so much.
I've never
religion.
heard of Torm. He must not be all that great.
He probably
No,
works
Mr.
for
Vaudever.
Bestera.
So, Moroccan and Lavender, you have both heard the name, and from somewhere you've read it. You cannot place it. It sounds you've read it, or heard of it before, and you remember him being associated with protection. What you don't know is that exactly where it came from. She's talking about Torm, and as if he's as common, the way that you would expect someone in Horda to talk about Vestera. She starts, like the paladins, the knights, they have the gauntlet on them. The true and loyal fury.
He
She's
most
coming up with
certainly
something.
works for Bestera.
But I don't know about the Vestera. Maybe you call Vestera and we call Torm. If you're aliens, that is.
Is it not true that in some cultures, one god is called by a name, and in another culture it is called by another? They are facets of the same god, yet similar in what they preside over.
That would make sense. But he's the god of righteousness. So if Vestera is the god of righteousness, then maybe they are the same.
Or maybe they're locked in an ever-continuing battle, and
Or
you
facets
guys
of
are completely...
facets of something else.
Yes, but anyway, the bridges are named for the great god Torm. But we have to cross one of those to get over there.
If there's a bridge of righteousness, then that's the one that we should take.
Moroccan's going to say, "Take us to your leader."
Are we near the entrance to the town, or near some large, I forgot the word, structure of importance or of particular note?
It looks
Landmark.
It looks like you're in just a sort of a plaza that has several buildings. Some of them look like they might be homes. it's a little hard to tell because so many of them have such severe structural damage that you're not quite sure what they were to begin with. But you're thinking some of these have got to be homes.
Any planks of wood?
Wood?
Wood or planks of splintered wood, something that can be driven into the ground.
Are we pitching a tent?
You can find any wood you want.
I would like to walk away from the party for a moment to pick up, depending on the remains, 2 or 3 stakes of wood or planks and drive them into the ground. Then I would like to check my pack for maybe some rope or twine or something, chains.
Okay.
Gather up the bodies of the devils and string them up.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
And then
are you Vlad the Impalering these bearded devils?
I'm setting an example to any who would so desecrate this city.
Trying to send a message of hope to the populace.
And I'm guessing it's sort of dusty on the ground at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm going to scroll into the dirt in Infernal. This is a message for not the populace but the devils. The same fate awaits all those who enter here.
All right, so you're doing this gruesome, grisly work, and Sister Fadaver turns over to this woman, and she says, "I'm sorry, dear, I forgot to ask your name amidst all of the medical examinations and interrogation."
Oh, yes.
She's saying that like she's trying to distract her, like,
Well, no, she's got a reason. What is she? How does she respond?
My name is Harkina Hunt.
Well, Harkina, Bestera is the goddess of hope, and I really don't know your people, being from a less righteous world. Is what Aelin doing something that might fill your people with hope? I mean, I'm open to other ideas of hope. This is just one that's less familiar to me.
She says, some might take it that way. I mean, but there are not just devils here. There are demons. I heard one of them talking about demons. They might just think that a demon did it.
You have demons too? All right, she comes over and she takes Lavender's hands.
Aelin?
And she goes, "Lavender, they have devils and demons."
Where are they?
so do we, sister.
So
while Aelin is doing this gruesome like headhunter warning thing, I'd like to try to take Gizik and Lavender for a sidebar while Sister Fadaver's fangirling over the presence of demons, and try to talk to these other two for a sec. So I'm gonna take Lavender and Gizik aside and just be like, so slaying this celestial is rather weighing on me heavily. This isn't sitting well with me. I hate this place. I hate this place so much, and we need to get out of here.
I mean, this is hell.
Very much.
Should weigh on you. I mean, it's possible that what we touched wasn't even an Oliphant to begin with, but what we perceive to be an Oliphant playing on our need to feel guilt. And that's because hell is designed to torture those who enter it, so we're being tortured.
My point
and everything
exactly.
about this place will destroy you from the inside out if you let it. And I let it, and I made a mistake, and you don't need to make that same mistake because we can now process it. And I'm definitely not panicking myself. This is not a panicked ramble of an illogical person. This is all thought out speech.
Well, that's why I pull you aside here, because you're the logical one of this group. I need to know, because I can help us find our way through this place, and I need you to help us to figure out how to do this as well. Gizik, I trust you probably more than I trust anyone else in this group. I need the three of us to kind of be on the same page with this. We've got to be on our toes before we just go slaughtering things, I suppose.
Right. Well, bad things will happen. I'm sure bad things will keep happening. We are in hell after all. We just have to keep in mind what our purpose is, why we're here, and what we hope to accomplish.
And don't forget, if one of us dies here, that's gonna delay the mission.
Precisely. So let's figure out what we need to do to break these chains, and let's get the hell out of here.
Good joke.
Aelin, you need to make a perception check.
Aelin's made a good start on getting the hell out of here, I think. We should all follow her example and string up our enemies.
Yes. Okay, let's make a chain out of our enemies and break that.
12.
Sidebar, I used to do the same thing to cockroaches when I lived in Texas, so...
That is comforting to know.
Okay, while they're having this sidebar, Sister Fodver is getting directions out of Shakira. Harkina, sorry.
So she says, you're taking us with you, right?
Of course we're taking you, and anyone else we find along the way.
Oh, bless you.
Come along, Shakira. Let's find that IHOP.
Shakira. So, Aelin, you start to feel just a little bit warm. It could just be that you're working up a sweat doing all of this, gruesome task, but you feel a sense of warmth. And it's a pleasant sense of warmth, not just you're like, man, these endorphins are good from this workout. It feels pretty good.
I'm not sure why.
Like, is she approaching Sister Fodver's high from having beat up the devils, or is it different?
She just feels like, well, it's actual physical warmth, but it's a pleasant warmth, not like I'm suffocating here. So,
is it like she's basking in the sun?
No. So, Harkina says, as she peeks around the corner watching Aelin do this, so we should probably get off the streets as quickly as possible. Don't you think?
All right, so Sister Fodver takes her by the hand, takes one of the children, and she points to Lavender and gestures for Lavender to take the other child by the hand and says, "Well, you lead the way, Harkina. Let's go. Off we go." And she starts
Lavender doesn't really know how to deal with children, so she kind of like looks at it and is like, "Yep, nope," and like grabs like the child like by its forearm, like, "I've got it."
Morocon likes kids.
Yeah, I'll sweep. I see what Lavender's doing, and I'll just pick up the kid from out of her grasp and just put him up on my shoulders.
Right where a rock can get it. That's a great idea.
Or an imp. Either or.
Or an imp. Okay, good idea. All right, so
he knows how to deal with him.
So where does she lead us?
So she starts. She's going off major streets. She walks to the edge of every building, kind of looks around, and periodically turns and says, "We have to be careful because there are all kinds of things out here."
Oh, don't you worry about that, sweetheart.
So as you guys are walking through this town, there's an alley, and so you're walking on one side of the street. On the other side of the street, right as you're about to walk past, you look down this alley, and you see a halfling, either a halfling or a child, but given its shape, you're thinking it's a halfling, talking with an imp. The imp is hovering right above it, holding something like a piece of paper, and just this a very animated conversation with this halfling.
Have they seen us yet?
No, they look really intent on the halfling. You can see him kind of going like this, and like he's just stressed, but they're just jabbering away down the alley.
Lavender.
Hold on. Sister Father goes, stop!
Is that actually an imp, Lavender? Can you check?
Is it actually an imp? Okay, all right. No, I don't.
Bash it with the hammer and find out.
Okay, I detect evil.
Okay.
I would like to declare myself the most useless paladin, by the way.
No, so you get to the mouth of the alley. You detect evil, and the imp is indeed evil.
What about the halfling?
The halfling is not.
All right. So she turns around and says, "The imp is evil. The poor little child isn't." And then she looks at Lavender and goes, "Lavender, do your..."
My hair?
No! Or Aelin, blow up its head!
What? Don't kill a child? What?
It's an imp! Kill up the imp! Look, it's tormenting the child!
Oh, I thought you meant the child. Okay, no, yeah,
No.
okay. I have a
The
force
imp.
spirit. Yeah, I throw a force spirit at the imp.
Do your thing.
Oh,
Okay.
I was going to talk to it.
Like, 13.
Have you learned nothing from your last?
Damn right.
Yeah.
13 plus 8. Sorry, Aelin.
21 versus reflex.
That's a hit.
Okay, cool. That damage, because I definitely kept that up there. Okay, is 1d6 plus 5. Do I still have radiant damage from Marcon, or is that gone?
I'm sure that's gone by now.
It's gone. Yeah, it'll be gone by now.
All right. Well, that's a 5 damage. Plus 5, 10 damage.
Okay. So at the mouth of the alley, this you take the mound and huck this imp, and it's sitting there like this, holding this paper in front of it, and it goes like end over end through the air, turns back and looks at you and goes and goes invisible, and you hear like this, yeah, just screeching up into the air away from.
Well, I primed it for you to talk to, Aelin. Off you go. So reasonable now.
And the halfling looks very startled. Like he looks back, like where did that come from? And he is shaking, just trembling, looking.
So even though Sister Fadaver announced it was evil, I think we were all kind of like waiting like this to see what happened when Lavender hit the imp this time. Like.
I didn't. I wasn't saying hit the imp. I was just saying let's make sure it's actually an imp.
Are you all
Wait,
right?
why did you
guess-
guys tell me against me hitting the imp? I didn't convert the imp into an elephant by hitting it. It was just apparently already an elephant. This one's an imp.
Well, we're
murder
not
imps,
here to
right?
heal them.
I didn't heal the imp. I killed the imp.
I
Well,
didn't say you healed the imp.
In the meantime, that halfling is like backing up against the wall. Like you guys are bickering at the end of the alley.
Are you well, child?
I
Was
probably
it-
have like another force spear like
Was
ready
it
to
was it
throw,
a
and he's
halfling
like-
child, or was it just a
No,
halfling?
it's a halfling. You couldn't tell from the distance, but getting closer, you realize it is a halfling. It's a grown-up halfling. It's just,
Sister Fadaver just called him a child, or her,
Are you?
or them.
Are you well?
No. My family's almost out of food. I was trying to make a deal with that imp. He said I could purchase a month's worth of food.
No, do not do it.
Anything's. I just can't
Would you?
watch my
Would you
my
like?
babes.
Would you
Starve.
like to? Would you like an eternity of your soul burning
Are you gonna kill me?
No, because that's what you're about. That's what you're about to sign up to.
To be fair, Aelin, you probably weren't the best one to deliver that. Like, I love you. That probably wasn't the best
Hey.
line.
All right, so Aelin's terrifying this child, and Sister Faudever looks over at Morokhan, who
Adult.
seems to be the best
It's an
of children.
adult.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, I don't think Sister
Stop calling
Faudever has
small
realized.
things children, sister.
I don't think she's realized that it's a halfling yet.
We can take you to refuge.
Here, and then Lavender will pull some rations out of her satchel.
You can take us. You can take us to High Hall. Okay,
Yes.
okay. My wife and babes are right around the corner. And he like scampers on the out the other end of the alley and comes around with a little boy. And they're all halfling. A very round woman holding a baby in her arms, and they look haggard and
Sister.
wrecked. But he's like, these people, these are the ones. They're gonna take us to High Hall.
Sister, detect good and evil, please.
She does. Sister Faudever. She extends.
I don't want to fight a
she's
halfling baby.
She's trying to be subtle about it, but she's like,
Okay, sorry. The whole baby idea just really got to me. Yeah, the baby's not evil. They're not
they
evil.
could be imps. So is anybody there evil?
Nope.
Okay. And she says, no, they're safe.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay. And he looks like really relieved, and he just walks up to Aelin. Unlike Harkina, who was a little taken back by your appearance, he doesn't seem bothered at all. He reaches up his hand to shake your hand, and he says, "I'm Pilster Pebble Huck, and this is my family. What's your name?"
Aelin, just Aelin.
Just Aelin. Well, just Aelin, you have made our day. Let's get to High Hall.
I mean,
Yes.
I killed the imp, but that's fine.
Yeah. Well, you drove it off, which is just as good. I mean, Sister Faudever is like, it's at Disneyland, and now we have a group rate tour. Like, so she's like, yes, let's all go to High Hall, and if we find any demons or devils along the way, we'll just drive our swords right through it. Onward, everybody sing.
Sister, don't scare the babe.
Okay.
So while I still have this kid up on my shoulders from before, can I do a perception check of anything else that's happening around?
I was gonna say to see if they're good and evil. I was like, well, it's too late, mate.
No.
You're in trouble.
No,
I just want to make sure that there's nothing else around as our party's getting bigger and bigger on this escort mission to the High Hall.
Well, there's definitely some. You're being sneaky, and
I'm not.
Well, everybody but Sister Faudever, but Harkina, Sister Faudever told her to lead the way, so she is walking in front. She's actually very relieved that there's some help for her children, and so she'll say, wait here, I'll look around the corner. So she's looking around the corner. You do, in the sky, you do see that there are, they would look like clouds, but they're not. It's not clouds. It's more like billowing ash and lightning strikes. You hear the occasional crash, and you don't know if the crash is from a lightning strike or something else, but it's the thunderous booms. So far, you haven't felt any of those tremors, but you can hear things in the distance that sound either like thunder or like something falling, something big. And
Does it shake the ground?
Slightly, but you haven't experienced anything major yet. Although Harkina has talked a little bit about, whenever there's the sense that there might be a tremor, she pauses, like, well, and you can tell that there's been quaking because the roads wrecked and buildings have been rocked and like collapsed, the top floor down into the bottom floor kind of thing. And speaking of that, about a block farther along, you all feel a tremor start to take place, and Harkina says, "Brace yourself!" And she looks up, like making sure she's not, something going to drop on her head. And you see her just kind of look up and then duck and cover. She grabs the baby, and she looks at Morocon and says, "Save Enzo."
All right, well, I'll bring him down and I'll put him up next to me and just kind of hunch over. Are we under anything at all, or
We're
we just
not,
have
but
open sky? Okay.
We've typically been staying along the buildings, just for quick cover and to look around corners. And so you do see like roofing tiles and slate come crashing down. But there are quite a few rumbles. If you were like mid battle or something, you'd probably have run the risk of being knocked off your feet, because you can tell that this is happening. So as the rumbling goes on for only about 20 seconds, but it's pretty intense. And as it ends, you hear muffled screams from a semi-collapsed building a few doors down. And you can hear voices, but the only word you can make out is, "Oh, oh, oh."
Heading that way.
Yeah, I run.
Right after.
Sister Vaudever, detect evil.
Okay.
She's running like,
Are they running with us as we bolt?
Oh yeah, they're not going to be left behind.
Okay, so Sister Fadavera like takes off running, but she stops and does the gathering of hens movement. Like she stays and tries to make sure that everybody is, within reach. She doesn't want a little halfling child to get picked off by a stray devil.
Okay, so roll initiative just so that I know what's happening in what order.
Boy, jeez.
Dang
okay.
it. Freaking 7.
She trips on her robe, stumbles, gets back up.
Flattens a halfling child.
Character sheet loading.
18.
I can't remember what my initiative score was, and my character sheet is frozen. Wait.
Where is it? You have a +3.
9.
3. Oh, we're fast. Yes, we are.
19.
19. And Gizik?
17.
I don't read lips.
Jeffrey, you are unhearable.
I'm pretty sure it was 17.
Oh, sorry. It looks like my toggle got backwards or something. I have a
Looks like
19.
we hear no evil.
19. Okay.
Nice.
So Gizik and Lavender, you guys reach the building first, and you can hear some coughing and sound of struggling. You can tell that whoever's the rubble, the way it's landed, they're going to be suffocated pretty quick if you guys don't do something.
Okay, I
Cool.
start ripping
Okay.
the stuff off the ground.
Okay, make an athletics check. Let's see how
Strong lady.
Yeah.
Oh, heck, this dice, I swear to... Nothing.
She doesn't want the ones.
Did you roll a
14.
14?
I
Okay.
rolled a 7 plus 7. But it's not,
Okay.
come on, she's a strong girl, you know?
So you go to lift something and you realize it's like the other end is buried underneath something. It's like you're trying to lift something that's under a car. You're like, ah! And scramble to go somewhere else. Gizik, what are you going to try and do?
I'm just gonna try stay by everybody. I don't know.
You're not going to try to unbury the people trapped under the rubble?
He's like, they're fine. I'm just staying near
Like,
everyone.
Lavender's got this.
Group
Alright,
heal,
fine.
right?
Yeah, I'll help dig.
Well, you could start by making a perception check. I mean,
He's
that's,
begrudgingly helping dig.
It sounds like work.
I guess.
What am I?
Where's my
ogre?
shovel?
they're dead.
All right. Perception is a 25.
Okay, so you watch you watch Lavender struggle with that beam, and you notice some areas where you're like, oh, if we go there, we could actually get into there a little better. You see where she's made some mistakes. So you can start directing traffic.
Yeah, that sounds like a good
Lavender
idea.
doesn't make mistakes. She just goes about things in a senior approach.
I will tell other people where to dig.
She's like pushing up against the nose of round where Gizik's like, that rock will move.
Aelin, what do you want to do?
Dive forward and start helping.
Okay.
I do want to help dig too, though.
Just trying to throw rocks off.
I think I'm the second strongest member in the party, so I should probably help as well. So I'll put the kid down next to his mom, and I'll head over to where Gizik said to dig.
Okay. Roll some athletics checks.
Athletics, not strength.
No, you're using your.
Athletics is strength.
There's my natural 20. So
I also got a natural 20, even though I'm very weak. Wow. I got a 23.
So you guys have the like grandma lifting up the car with the baby, kind of
right.
This surge of adrenaline goes over, and you guys start fucking stuff over.
I lift up the whole of the rubble, like, oh.
Okay, so as Aelin picks up this enormous boulder, Sister Fodavera turns back to Harkina and the halfling family, and she says, Aelin knows magic. She probably cast a strength spell on Morocon.
I'm just naturally strong.
Does she use her whole turn to give group dynamics?
She's not going over to help, because now we have this group of people, and she worships the goddess of protection. So Sister Fodavera's eye is on the sky and all around, and she's staying back with this group of people that we promised to protect.
Okay.
Not to mention that freaking Aelin and Morocon are flinging boulders left and right. So,
do you need an actual number for mine, or is just natural 20 enough?
20, yeah. Lavender. Okay. So Lavender, now you've seen where Gizik's pointing. What do you want to do?
I want to flex. I'm gonna flex hella hard. You better be a natural 20. Actually, you know what? Screw it. You're in the dice jail.
You're just gonna stand there flexing?
Yeah, I'm gonna stand there and flex. Like, yeah, I could lift that, but I'm not going to. I'm too pretty.
Well, that's if you roll a natural 1.
Pretty.
Did you roll
a 1?
I rolled a 10 plus 7, 17.
17 is fair with
but I'm still strong.
She's scraping pebbles away.
No, she does one of those where she goes to lift something thinking it's really heavy, and it turns out to not be that heavy. You're like,
so I just like look at a child accidentally, and I'm like, oh, my bad.
Okay, so you hear the coughing get louder and louder, and inside are you're able to see some stubby arms poking out and start yanking these guys out. There are 3 dwarves. 2 women and 1 man. One of the women is actually unconscious. The others are coughing and trying to help and get out. But one of them is unconscious and appears to be not breathing.
I'm gonna try to pull the unconscious one out first.
Hey,
Aelin and Lavender, can you help these 2 while I get this one out?
Sure.
And the halfling woman goes, oh, I think she's dead, and looks away.
All right, Sister Fodavera is going nuts because you're the one who has her. She's like, she starts making noises like the hen from the Robin Hood card, like.
I bring her over to Sister Fodavera because she's the healer.
Aren't we all healers?
I say technically we all are, but I don't think healing word is going to do anything with this. We need a medicine check.
That is a natural 20 for a total of 32.
I'm so glad we're rolling 20s. Does that mean we're going to be rolling 1s for the next?
I'm sorry, are we all rolling 20s? Because I seem to remember some of us have rolled 7.
Looks
things that
like
they're trained
Lady
in.
Blackcloak is only in the favor of some of us who don't.
Let's not.
That's what
I don't
happens.
know.
Some of us made our gods mad. That is
When
true.
you kill
That
a
is true.
celestial, the dice speak. So
You did say that you would take on my burden.
I did.
Of,
Yeah.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
She did say
Don't. Shh.
Gets a 32. Is she dead?
oh no. So you reach in, you like pull some stuff that was lodged, some dust, stuff lodged in her throat, turn her to the side. You're like acupuncture, whatever it takes. But she starts coughing, and it's like flawless. She starts coughing, and she by this time one of the other dwarfs is over there and rushes to her side, and he puts his hands on top of your hand. He says, thank you for saving her.
All right, she pulls her hands back like, oh, she's sinning. A man has touched her. And then she goes, oh, you're welcome. Just give me some space. And she just makes sure that, absolutely everything is clear. And
then we need to talk with you about. I think that's.
Yeah, that's not going to stand here in hell. You're going to do a lot worse than that. Probably.
Touch without feeling is not sin.
She's kind of just she'll take a few minutes to go, or something to make a face. But more, she's just convinced that she needs to check her over, and she's also lecturing her. And you shouldn't fall under collapsing things. You do that and your lungs will collapse and all kinds of terrible things. What were you doing under that collapsing meteor?
So they're all just
oh, and I speak Dwarven, and I will switch into Dwarven. Which is like she's lecturing her in Dwarven. Like,
is Dwarven? Are you the Swedish chef now? Like, is that what you just?
That's exactly how her Dwarven sounds.
So wait, is her Dwarvish like mediumly insulting?
Well, I'm sure it's not good, whatever it is.
I was wondering, is this her mana Dwarven or?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's like, Mira, ustedes necesitar. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
So, but they're like, they appreciate the gesture. You see that on her, the one you saved, she's wearing a robe. The other two look like they're wearing just the clothes of like a laborer. But this one's wearing a robe, and you see that embroidered on the robe, and it's dusty and dirty, but you see an anvil embroidered on the robe, and you recognize it as likely religious in nature.
Can I make a religion check to see if?
Yeah.
Well, that's not too bad. 23.
So I look at the anvil. Are you the blacksmith?
She's in her uniform. So you look at it, and it seems that it reminds you of one of the symbols of the elder elemental god. It's different than his, but that's what it looks like to you. It reminds you of that.
Do I know that the dwarves call him Moradin?
Yeah.
All right, so she continues lecturing her now that she thinks that she's a priest. She's like, like lecturing her in Dwarven about like a priest should know better than to fall under a boulder or a collapsing building. How can you take care of your flock if you like are under rubble?
So she's so like still wheezing. She sucked in a lot of dust. But she finally says, "You're right. We should have." And she looks over at the man and she says, "We should have picked a more stable building. We know that these tremors keep happening. So we just went to one that we were afraid we'd been seen by some some creatures and went into the first building we came to. We're waiting to make sure that things had passed when that tremor hit. By the look of you, you seem very capable. And she's saying that to everybody. She goes into common. By the look of all of you, you seem very capable. Might we join you and finding a safer place?
We are on our way to the high hop. Yes.
She says,
It's canon. It's canon.
It's canon. She says, well, I could use some pancakes. Let's go.
Okay.
So
Okay.
these dwarves, they look pretty sturdy. But even them, you see that they don't look very healthy. Like they've been eating whatever they could find, and it hasn't been a very balanced diet.
Know what has been causing these tremors?
She says, yeah, well, the city's being pulled down to the river Styx by these giant chains, and it doesn't go evenly. It's like sometimes it gets a big yank and the whole thing tilts one way and then tilts the other way. At least that's what, I mean, those, I don't know if that's what's causing all of the tremors, but I mean, this is hell after all.
Well, don't you worry, because Aelin is going to break those chains. She already has some kind of a spell in mind to do, don't you, Aelin? Don't you worry,
yes.
she's going to magic those chains right on out of all this tilting nonsense will be done with.
Have you've had issues with devils? I'm aware. We've dispatched of some of them. Have you been at risk of the of demons as well? Have you encountered any?
Yes, well, we've seen them from a distance. We stumbled into a closet, but they're pretty pathetic. We managed to bash that one's brains in, but most of the demons travel in big groups. But if we stay hidden, the demons and devils tend to care more about dealing with each other than with any of us.
And
it's the devils you got to watch out for. They're collecting people. They don't always kill you.
Only the lesser source. Is this true? No. Nothing serious. And by that I mean, well, it's only lesser demons and devils you've run into, I pray.
No, we well, as far as run into, yes. But we've seen some pretty impressive
Pit fiends? Balors?
Nothing
Ice devils?
Nothing quite that fancy, but
oh, poo.
Yeah. We've seen some pretty big ones, but we could have this conversation at the High Hall. I'm thinking, which way were you headed? Were you headed to the North Bridge or the South?
We were just headed to the High Hall. I'll look back at
Torm's
our
Bridge.
guide.
Sister Fadavera says, we were headed to Bestera's Bridge. I think you mistakenly call her Torm here.
Well,
but don't worry, we'll have plenty of time to talk when we get back to the chat.
Both bridges are named for the great god Torm.
Well, it doesn't really matter who the bridge is named after, does it? If it takes us to the High Hall, let's use it.
They both had the same name. That's with Torm's Bridges. You know, like
who names both bridges the same name? How do you tell them
let's argue about whose god is who
Fine.
at the IHOP when we're not hangry anymore.
Torm can keep the South Bridge. We'll give the North Bridge to Sigrun.
Let's go.
Oh, okay. So south it is. Okay. Well,
don't think Sigrun
let's
get
do
a bridge,
this.
but that's...
Do you think they have blueberry pancakes?
So this
If not, we'll terrify them into making them.
You guys, yeah, it is a parade now of people, and in little clusters. But about 20 minutes after this tremor and getting these dwarves, you see a very strange thing leading this group of refugees, and Sister Fadavera you are at the front near Harkina, who's leading the way, and what you see is a glimpse of 4 cloaked figures that are sneaking out of an alleyway into a residence. They look, you can't see, the billowing, you can't see faces of any kind, and their hands are all up in the sleeves, and they move like a gliding kind of movement. But you see them move into these 4 figures just walk into a residence and close the door.
When you say they glide, does it look supernatural to me? Like,
it just looks like they're moving with like almost a dancer's grace. Whether they're actually sliding, you don't know because of the robes. But
like Voldemort in the forest.
Yeah, but it's strange because it's so out of place.
Maybe they're elves.
They're not tromping through. Yeah, that's just it. They could
Rude.
Be racial.
Not all of us are graceful.
No.
Well, certainly not you, dear, but that's all right. We love you anyway.
But you may be one of only like 5 elves that build a hammer, so.
Exactly, I have other strengths, you know. You should be
That's right.
graceful with a hammer like mine.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful hammer, dear. I'm sure Vahara is very pleased with your efforts.
Damn right.
I could follow them if you wish to take these folks to safety.
That might be a good idea, but I mean, maybe just get a peek.
You guys want to sneak up?
Aelin will sneak up.
Yeah, let Aelin sneak. I mean, Sister Fodiver turns back to Gizek and she's like, with your permission, of course.
Say, I think I might have the better sneak ability. Are you trained in stealth, Aelin?
Can you turn invisible?
I have a cloak that allows me to turn invisible. And I think
cool.
you've done enough. Take them to safety.
I have a bonus to
thinking, Aelin.
stealth.
I have a cloak that lets me turn invisible.
In the
I have
meantime,
a 3 for stealth, which I feel like is...
whatever they're doing is going to be over with while you guys are sitting there. Maybe
Aelin is throwing her cloak around her and turning invisible and going.
Yeah, we should let Aelin go.
So you go standing outside the door. You can hear a crunching sound and a raspy muttering that says, "Gideon Lightward, Zariel's Redeemer." And then another voice says, "The cemetery reborn from life to death to life again. Now feast, yes, we must feast." And that's where we'll leave it.
Great.
So
They were dine dashes from IHOP.
So we like to end our episodes not with people talking about feasting or the cemetery, but actually with a something we call Consider This. And so Scarlet Moth has our Consider This evening. Take it away.
I've seen recently lots of division and not kindness from people who should be providing constructive conversations, who are instead attacking each other for small differences or for things which should be talked about and discussed openly. I think that we should be listening to each other more. If there's someone we disagree with, or someone who we don't see eye to eye with, instead of simply arguing or shutting them down or causing them to giving into hatred or into anger, we should be listening with kindness or with open emotion instead. Within reason, of course, but for such small arguments or things such as in the online RPG community recently, there's been quite a bit of mayhem. But I think that this reduces our compassion. I think we should be compassionate towards each other and always hold each other with kindness and if not respect, then at least we should see each other as humans and fallible, and just to treat others how we wish to be treated.
I agree. I heard someone who was talking about that too often when people hear an opinion, statements that contradict their own beliefs, they'll label it hate speech, as if because I disagree with you about some issue or some because my values are different than your values, that somehow if I say I disagree with that I'm being hateful towards the other person. And I don't think tolerance is about labeling other people's differences as intolerant, or it kind of becomes a bit of hypocrisy to say, well, I can say what I want, but if you disagree with me, then it's hate speech.
I
You know what I
believe
mean?
that we respect each other's beliefs within reason, so long as someone else's beliefs are not actively harming people. If it's actively harming people, then it's something which is another matter entirely. But for some things, such as disagreeing on a film or music, you don't go out of your way to attack people. Go out of your way to, if not understand, then at least show the other person kindness. And if they don't show that back, then by arguing, you're achieving nothing. By showing them kindness, then at least you can, if not take the upper ground, then kill them with kindness. If they can't bring you down to their level, then by showing kindness, there's nothing they can do to you.
My dad, I think I've thrown this out before, but my dad, one of the few good pieces of advice I got from him was, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. I think I've introduced that before. But if we shut down all conversation, then nobody gets anywhere. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I know Scarlett and I have both been on the receiving end of cancel culture, of people who came for us on Twitter, or whatever. And if we don't talk to each other, then we don't get anywhere. And I think that's a big deal.
It's my belief that we should not seek to argue with each other, but to inform and to become informed, and to learn from others, not through anger or hatred, but through trying to understand our fellow human beings. And I think that's important, especially in a day and age where we are so often divided by matters both big and small. It's important that we hear each other out and make sure that we don't lose touch with our humanity and the goodness within us.
Particularly over something like whether or not Kylo Ren and Rey should be together.
And they should.
I don't think we should ruin someone's life over that. I don't know, Jeff, maybe you disagree, but that's how I feel. I'm not sure. How do you feel about that, Jeff?
I don't think it seems like a good situation for her, but but yeah, it's completely fine to have different opinions about a lot of different things, and sometimes people enjoy disagreeing about things, but you shouldn't always take it so seriously, right?
If we're treating everyone with respect, then I think the world would be a better place.
Like, everybody likes to argue about who their favorite doctor is, but in the end, they're all great. So,
and I think it starts. I think it starts young. I work at an elementary school, and it's amazing where kids will say, like, the argument of which sport is better, soccer or football, and you will have kids that are saying, soccer's so stupid, or football's so stupid, and it's like,
but soccer is football.
You're confusing the Aussie sisters. That's not.
But they'll argue about something as if the thing that they like is so superior because they like it, and so they have to make fun of or put down the thing that they don't like. And the thing is, the game itself doesn't care. but someone else is hurt by it, because when you say that something, when one kid says soccer's stupid, the other kid doesn't hear soccer stupid. They hear, I'm stupid. You're calling me stupid for liking soccer. And so, I agree. Those kind of arguments that are, putting down things that because one person likes them or doesn't like them, it's ridiculous, and it starts young.
Right, and the solution to that really is to learn empathy. Kids may not always have that. It's something you have to develop and learn as you grow up, I think.
Or suspend them.
And you have to learn that it's okay to like both sports or like neither sport, or to disagree with other people on which sports are okay. And, people don't all have to think and feel and like the same things, and that's completely okay.
Lou, you got anything to add? The rest of us been chatty. If you're not in school, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I think it's a good thought. I really agree with the idea of empathy and learning empathy, particularly for, this is probably such a hashtag boomer thing to say, but younger generations don't learn empathy from their parents. They spend a lot less time with their parents. They spend a lot less time with their family or community groups like churches, where if you were like me, you went to Sunday school and you learned a series of rules about interacting with people, and that doesn't happen as much anymore. And some of these arguments that you see, you really have to have pity for the people who are stuck on either side, because it's possible that they don't know how to reach that middle ground, or how to hear something that disagrees with their beliefs that isn't offensive to their own being. And so when you're arguing with someone, that's always part of life and part of having relationships with people, but try to have an understanding and an empathy for who's on the other side, and if you can help them to cross that bridge to reach the middle ground as well.
There's a thought that goes around, which is we shouldn't be trying to educate others when they can go educate themselves, but I don't always think that's useful. I think that it's useful for us to do our best within reason, and only as much as we can spare for our own mental health. We should be trying to help others to, if not understand our way of thinking, at least to help them to gain more perspective, or just help others in general. We should be helping them if they wish to be helped, or just show them kindness which they may not have received. Just show people kindness. Be a good person, and have empathy for others. Have compassion for others. Be kind.
Love it.
And love the Ninth Doctor.
Well,
oh my god, I was so
Or
confused.
Picard, it doesn't
I thought
matter.
that Jeff meant that you guys would regularly argue about who your favorite GP was. And I was like, well, all right. I mean, I have a favorite too, but I don't chat about it. Oh, that makes some... I'm so sorry.
Dr.
No,
Miller's
sorry,
the best
nope.
pediatrician I have. Like, what's the problem?
If you watch
Yes.
the playback, you'll see me be like...
But does he have a sonic screwdriver? I don't think so.
No, I'm at David Tennant.
I'm done.
I think we're done. We're 20 minutes over. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Sorry.
See you next time.
See you all
Good
at
night,
IHOP.
everybody.
Bye.
See you at
Bye.
IHOP.
They've got good brioche.